Sounds straight.
Welcome to South End Supporters, the St. Louis City SC podcast powered by Ready to Live Wellness and coming at you from the Warrior Logo Wear Studios. David Heck alongside Eric Cole and the Monday morning center back Dave Wyckoff as we are back at it again, gents. Episode 2 of the week. It is time for a STL Kolache match week preview and a Felix's Pizza Pub South End submission. My favorite episode, as the people know, we call it the People's Episode, as we do it every single Thursday here. Dave, we were talking, Eric, briefly before the show started. Do people even care to hear about the upcoming team, or do they just want Kolache talk and South End submissions? I'm going to leave that to the group, but it would be nice to just get a feel for that because as much as I know you guys love talking about Vancouver and Chicago every other week, I think you like Kolache's and fun interaction with the fans even more.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Man United playing, and I'd still almost enjoy just as much Kolache and food talk than I would previewing another team. That's how much we enjoy Kolaches and food on this show. We'll just say that. Like, it's just so good. You got to go check out STL Kolache. I think that's just the number. That's if we're trying to convey anything out of here, it's just like what we want to preview. It's Kolaches and Felix's.
Dave, is the Kolache the most portable of all food items?
Well, Dave just texted us. You didn't see it, but Jay Clem is apparently at his house right now.
There's no way.
He said the second you hit record, my internet went out, and he then followed it up with a nice little word for Jay Clem there. So,
wow, man, he is sabotaging one by one. I told Dave when you were cut off the episode. By the way, this is truly unbelievable that this continues to happen.
Unreal.
But when you were cut off the episode on Tuesday, I said the worst thing that would happen is if the two of you at the same time were gone, and then I was left to fend for myself on this and somehow talk about soccer for an hour plus or fill whatever gaps. He said you'd probably just end up talking about Kolaches, which is exactly what I would do anyway. But I don't have access to things, right? I don't have live read scripts, Eric. I don't have the South End submissions. I don't have the social channels written down. And because I don't do that stuff, I don't know them from heart either. So it would be a really stumbly, bad episode if it were just me left to fend for myself. I'd probably just quit, to be honest with you, and sign off. But I might try and BS my way through part of it. I don't know.
I told you this before. I think that would be my almost highest anticipated episode for me personally is if you did run a solo one, just because I would find it so entertaining. I think it would be even like just trying to read the socials or the live reads. Like it would just be like, I mean, I freestyle the live read anyway, but I would love to hear your take on how to freestyle. I feel like you have that.
Well, you've done it so many times. You work out there, for God's sake.
For sure.
I don't know anything about the place, right? So it would be tough for me. I mean, I could figure it out, but it would not be the smoothest. That is for sure.
You know what is interesting now that we're kind of talking about that? Like, what was the gap between my internet going out and Dave's? About 40 minutes, right? Would you say?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
The driving distance between Dave and I is slightly less than that. So this whole, Jay Clem conspiracy is kind of growing a little bit more, I feel. And so if you start having trouble in about 40 minutes.
40 minutes. We're all about 40 minutes from one another.
Yeah. I would really.
The thing is, he's got to record. He's going to record. He's going to go live on the air in 40 minutes. We should call into that show, I think.
Yes.
And just confront him. Does he do live call-ins? That would be fun.
Well, I'd find it real interesting if we do call in and they're like, "Oh, he's out right now," or something. It's like when you're covering for a coworker that left work early, and you're like, "I'll cover for you."
Exactly right.
Somebody higher up calls and they're like, "Hey, I want to talk to him." It's like, "Oh, they're busy right now." It's that'd be
we're gonna talk. We're going to talk about Kolache's very soon. The match week preview is brought to you by STL Kolache at 1530 South Kirkwood Road in Sunset Hills. I know they're home of the original chicken enchilada Kolache, Eric.
That is
correct. I know that. I know they're a popular breakfast spot. I know they're great for lunch as well. I know it's a super portable food. You could throw them around City Park if you would like to. If you were in row 2 and I were, say, coming down from the concourse area and I said, hey, Eric, look out. You turn around, you've got a kolache in your right hand in a split second, just like that.
Or if it's roles are reversed and I'm throwing them up to you, you could reminisce your softball play that you made the other day.
That's a great
because
point.
if I throw it a little bit high, you could put front foot on that seat in front of you, give a nice little reach over, and I
Exactly
think that
right.
would. I think if anything, City needs a highlight like that at this moment to kind of kick things back into gear for the home atmosphere, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you think that how many times? Let's say you froze a kolache, because I think it would need to be frozen for this to realistically work, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you think you could juggle a frozen kolache?
Interesting. I almost think my odds would be a little bit better if it was not frozen. Like trying to find.
Oh,
that,
really? Yeah, it would smash up and stuff, I think.
Yeah. Maybe we almost need it like an Uncrustable where they'll lie to you and say, like, leave it out for 5 minutes and the outside bread is thawed, but that inside first bite, you're like, this is still solid. That's about the texture I need.
That'd be good.
That'd be interesting. I'd have to – the problem is I don't let them sit around long enough to gauge the actual size of them. They're usually just popped right in. So I would have to, like – but I would like to set myself at least 20 on the goal.
You think you could you think you could juggle a kolache 20 times?
If it could stay together, I would like to. There's the great thing, David, is there's only one way to find certain things out, and certain things can be proven to find out, and that I believe is one of them. So sounds like
we're gonna have to do it sometime. Last question on that. It's a follow up, and it's a natural follow up. You'll see where I'm going with this. But if you had a kolache sitting on your toe, right? You're just sitting on the toe, the top of the foot or whatever. Do you think that you could flick it up in the air and catch it in your mouth?
I was, when I thought I saw where you were going to that, I thought you were going to ask if I could flip it up and you catch it into your mouth from my foot. But yeah, I
think I could do that. If it depends on the distribution, right? It's hard to finish if you don't have good distribution.
This is a great point there. Yeah, I feel like we need to almost have like a kolache Olympics or something like that, to where maybe there's like a home run robbery of kolaches and how many you can bring back in. So we have to try.
Listen, I've got a little bit of experience doing that, Eric.
That's what I hear. I feel, or maybe it's that's what almost like a dunk contest, but rather than crazy dunks, it's just we start off at a 3-foot fence, we move it up to a 4-foot, and then a 5-foot, and we see how high you can rob a kolache home run. That could be an event. Yeah. I think that would be fun. Juggles would be obviously a number 2. I feel like we need to have like a mix between the two sport worlds as far as our event 3, but I think a kolache Olympics would be fun.
Well, you got to see how far you could throw the kolache. I mean, that would have to be on there too. I think that's on the list. But I don't want to waste the kolache either. So you'd almost need somebody in all of these, like on the back end, trying to catch it before it hits the ground, and then they just get to eat it at that point. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of possibilities. And look who just joined us again. It's Dave.
Dave, we're talking about kolache Olympics, and so we got three events so far on kolache Olympics. We've got most amount of juggles. For David, it's going to be, we start at like a 3-foot fence, and you rob a kolache home run, and then you move it up a foot to see how high you could rob on the fence. What should event 3 be? He said, furthest distance thrown, but again, we don't want to waste those kolaches because they're so delicious. So what would what about a Nerf basketball free throw competition?
Yeah, you could shoot. You could shoot with it like a Pop-A-Shot style type thing.
Yeah.
Kolache shuttle run.
Okay, you got to drop the kolaches in a little box.
In a box, and then I eat them. And you can't. Okay. I have to eat. I eat it, and then you go get another one, and you bring it back.
Dave, more breaking news here regarding what could be going on. Eric brought up a great point. The show itself airs. Jay Clem's show airs at 9:00 Central. It's currently 8:24. We're about 40 minutes in between his internet going out and your internet going out, and all of a sudden, you guys live about 40 minutes away from one another. So there might be something to this.
Yep. I think I saw a Luligan jersey outside my window right before.
We talked about just calling into the live program at 9 o'clock. I don't know if they take phone calls or they've got a phone line we can dial into.
They have like live messaging on their YouTube. I'm a routine contributor there. Not anything like the TMA text line days.
Yeah.
But I might have to go that route tonight.
We could turn it into that if you'd like.
Yeah, we might have to.
Dave, we haven't talked, as you can imagine, at all about Vancouver, but it is brought to you by STL Kolache. We've done about 10 minutes on kolaches and STL Kolache as a whole. I would love to know about Vancouver for maybe a couple of minutes, and then we can just move on from there and get into the next segment.
So City and Vancouver played 5 times head-to-head. City have only won one of those matches, drawn 1 and lost 3. Vancouver, one of the best teams in the league, third in the West with 46 points, 13 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses. I hate reading it like that. It should be wins, losses, and draws. 13 wins, 6 losses, 7 draws.
I agree, Dave.
Yeah, it's stupid. Soccer is stupid sometimes.
I don't like that they. While we're on the topic, I don't like that they put the home team on top either. Or if you're looking at it on the line, they're on the left-hand side.
I'm less offended by that one.
I don't like it. I'm
less offended by it. But I mean, the biggest story for this game, you know about the Brian Orion show, but you've got one of the greatest German players of all time, and Thomas Müller, who made his debut for them this week, and I don't think he got on the score sheet. I think he got close.
He got a goal called back.
Did he get a goal called back? There you go.
It would have been a thunder bastard, but it got called back.
Yeah, so he will. He's going to present a definite problem with a leaky defense. So, yeah, it's just going to be another rough road game, back-to-back tough road games. I mean, this is late start, West Coast game, 8:30. I'm sure David will be asleep by halftime. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I think Eric and I predicted 2-1 losses against Chicago. Maybe they'll show up and fight a little bit more, but I think this is not going to be good. Yeah. And maybe I'm wrong. Usually when I've said they're not going to be good and they've been at home, they've shown out. But I think that this has got a 3-1 loss written all over it. Maybe they just say F it and just play open and go try to score 5 goals. But
do you think there's money to be made on the plus 390 line that is St. Louis City SC?
No,
Eric
I think that's
said no. He said stay away from it.
I think that is that's lost money.
4-1.
Yeah,
4-1 on your money.
Yeah,
Anything can happen.
It's 0-1 on your money if you put it on City to do anything in this game. I haven't looked at any props or anything like that, but
I'll give my prediction in a minute and all that. But have you been? I haven't heard you say anything on bets lately. Have you still been even touching MLS stuff, or you've been staying away from it lately?
Eric, I don't know if you were on this episode, but I officially retired from sports gambling.
Oh no, I wasn't
on one of these episodes.
Jay Clem
I did
ruined
it
that
live on the
information
air
for me on that one, so no, I didn't.
You were there. Dave showed me.
It wasn't taken
win-loss
seriously.
report.
Oh, you haven't done it since then? Wow. Oh, okay.
No. He's
No,
gambled.
I have.
He's hundreds of times since then.
He bet the next day. I thought. I was gonna say.
Yeah, he probably made a bet.
I think I might have that night.
That night, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's I go in waves with just about everything in my life. You know, sometimes I don't do anything out of compulsion. I do things because at
very
that
meticulous
moment,
planner.
I enjoy it. So I mean, it's just like any potential phase of or hobby of like purchasing things or collecting things, right? Like I just go through different phases, and sometimes I like to bet on sports, and sometimes I don't. Right now, I'm not. If I'm gambling on anything, I'm playing a lot of blackjack right now, which is odd because I used to play a lot of craps, and I haven't really played a lot of craps lately. I'm going to go to Vegas in 2 weeks. I'll probably do a lot of both there.
Coincidentally, college football starts that weekend.
Coincidentally, dude, the first weekend of the college football season, you got Texas and Ohio State playing each other. The first time I think ever we've opened up with a 1 and a 2 seed going against one another, or teams ranked 1 and 2, I should say. and I'm going to be out there for it, and it's like a 9 or a 10 a.m. Pacific start, and I am so excited for it. So I'll probably
we talked
bet
about
on
that last week, didn't we? About the Pacific Coast,
how nice it is, on the Pacific. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, Eric. I haven't bet on soccer at all. I don't even know when the last time I made a wager on a sporting event was. I am getting ready to reload my DraftKings for the fantasy football season. So I'll do a lot of DFS football. And this is where, when we talked on that episode,
this was your downfall.
That was where I really struggled, right? But I love it so much.
You just do. That's the problem.
That's the thing. You can't win the big bucks if you don't enter the big tournament stage.
Scared money don't make money.
Exactly.
Right.
So the sports betting, honestly, was pretty close to even. The downfall was the DFS stuff.
Yep.
So,
do you know who will be in attendance for your Missouri Tigers home opener this year?
You, perhaps? Wow. How did that come about?
It's an industry. We have an industry event, and it just happens to culminate in a Mizzou game, in a Mizzou ticket. And I have never been to Faurot Field, so yeah, I will be there. I will be there to cheer on Central Arkansas. Currently seeking out some swag from Central Arkansas.
You're gonna wear Central Arkansas gear?
Yeah, I'm looking at their. I don't know what the Bears, the Central Arkansas Bears. So
let's look this up. It's the Bears. Okay. That'll probably be about a 35.5 point spread for that game, I would think.
Let's see if there's an early line.
Be real early.
Yeah, there's no line. There's no line yet. Doesn't look like.
Line.
But yeah, I will be in attendance. I am very excited about it. The only other college football game I ever been to was another Missouri game, Mizzou and Kentucky at Kentucky a couple years ago.
Oh, did you? Okay. I've never been to Faurot Field before, but I've seen Mizzou play in bowl games. I need to get there at some point. But yeah, that'll be fun. Regardless, it'll be a good atmosphere, and it's a shame you couldn't go to the Kansas game the week after that.
Yeah, I have no desire.
It would have been a lot more fun, probably.
Are they in Columbia, or are they in Lawrence for that one?
They are in Columbia for it. Yeah, and I think God, they haven't played each other in a while, so
it's been a while.
That'll be fun. Little Big 12.
I think both of those games are equal. In the likelihood of beat down, Mizzou is just as likely to beat down Central Arkansas and Kansas as Vancouver is likely to beat down City on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
If you're going to put it into that, then I would think that there's very little chance. But the +3, I have a feeling that Central Arkansas will be something like +900 in that game or something. But I don't know. We'll see.
City's probably a little better than that.
Yeah,
I'll give you a hot take that you can bet on, or something that you could probably. I'm picking Vancouver to win the West this year. I think Vancouver is going to be, with the addition of Thomas Mueller. They haven't even had Ryan Gauld come back yet. He's been on injury throughout the year. Berhalter, since that international break, has just been flying, and then you got Sabi and Nilsson just running down the wings just blazing outside backs. Watching highlights on them today, their losses have come from questionable refereeing decisions. I know you still got to win the game, and ref doesn't affect it, but there's been questionable. They just have so many weapons right now, and then you've always had Brian White up top just putting in goals for fun. I'm with Dave. I think this one's going to be like a 3-1 loss, unfortunately, with City and the way they've been playing, and just never really seem comfortable up there on the turf and all that good stuff. But the weapons that they've had, and now they've just added in Mueller to that, I almost can see Vancouver coming out and winning the West this year. They're such a strong team.
You can get Vancouver right now, not to win the West. I don't have those numbers, but you can get them to win the entire MLS at +700. So they were to win it all. +700 for Vancouver.
That seems
Miami
light, doesn't it?
Has the best odds at +450.
Plus 700?
Do you think it should be?
I feel like that should be a lot.
You don't like those?
I feel like it. I don't know. I feel like that should be a lot. I feel like that's too. How could you? It's the playoff format is what gets me. It'd be different if it was
right.
I don't know. That just
winning
seems
outright.
that seems odd to me.
Yeah. You think it should be like 1,000 or even
It
longer?
seems like you'd have much longer odds because there are no clear favorites. I mean, San Diego, Minnesota, and Vancouver are all within 6 points of each other in the West.
Minnesota's a plus 1,000.
That's wild.
So they have Minnesota with less chance than Vancouver.
Inter Miami is a 450. San Diego's a 600. Vancouver's 700. Cincinnati's 800. Philadelphia, Minnesota, and LAFC are all at 1,000. Seattle and Nashville are 1,600 along with the Crew, and then it's a big drop off from there.
Yeah.
Interesting. No. It's not going to be
St.
City.
Louis City SC, if you guys were wondering, is a plus 100,000. Plus 100,000
put a small taste on that.
to win the MLS, which means, Eric, if you placed a $1 bet on City to win it all, you would make $1,000 on that.
Why not? Let's just.
It's just $1.
It's just $1. Let's go for it.
Wow.
What a story it'd be. What a story it would be to say you placed $1 and won one of those.
Four
long
teams.
shots.
4 teams are in the same spot. CF Montreal, LA Galaxy, DC United, and St. Louis City SC all find themselves at a plus 100,000 to win the MLS Cup this year.
Not great, Bob.
That is going to do it for the Match Week preview, brought to you by STL Kalachi at 1530 South Kirkwood Road in Sunset Hills. It's time to move on to the people segment. It is Felix's Pizza Pub at 6401 Clayton Avenue in Dogtown, the best place to watch any City game, home or away. The best pizza and wings you're going to find in the area. Giant slices, Eric. Giant slices. Maybe the biggest I've ever seen. And you can get them by the slice. You can buy whole pies in there. All sorts of different toppings you could put on these pizzas. Great people, as I mentioned before. They've got the Stone Trivia they do every Tuesday. You and I have been a host of that trivia before. Had a lot of fun doing that as well. And we've hosted many a watch party at this point at Felix's Pizza Pub at 6401 Clayton Avenue in Dogtown. They are an official City on Tap bar. Eric, what you got?
We'll kick this one off on Facebook. We'll start with our man Andy Sharoni, or My Sharoni. He said 4 more home games than months of anticipation. So obviously I think he's alluding to the offseason and what possible pickups or just drop-offs that they could see. I was kind of thinking about this today. We've been pretty pro-Lutz as far as like the show and everything like that. But I was just trying to think out of curiosity, and you guys tell me what you think. Has there been a Lutz signing, not from the original inaugural season, but somebody he's brought in? Because I was thinking about Zonde Silva the other day, and he doesn't even crack into the team anymore. And it was just what was even the point in going to get Zonde if that was, has there been a signing that he's made that you felt like has been, worth it outside of maybe Hartle that, wasn't from that inaugural, 23-man roster? Because, we had
the move to go get Kessler was really strong move. I mean, he hasn't been healthy.
It's a strong move, but he hasn't been healthy, so it hasn't come due yet.
Well, you can't really. I don't think you can
Toicher,
pin that on Lutz, though.
No, I'm not trying to say that that's Lutz's fault, but I think because I'm also not.
You're just saying, is there a signing that
I'm
is
also not saying that, and I think this is another thing that I hope people realize is I can't imagine Lutz is the only one doing scouting, right? And so, I'm sure a lot of people scouted and helped Lutz in that, and Kess may do, but I'm saying more so an outside signing. We had Thorson, he's already offloaded. Durr's already been offloaded. I know Zonde Silva came from within the league, but that didn't work out. Selma Pedro hasn't really worked out. I was just trying to think of a big Toichert. I feel like he started off hot, but has been cold as of late, and then injury bug as well. But I'm just wanting to think of man, who have we gone out and got that you've been outside of Hartle, really, that's been a consistent in the lineup, pencil them in kind of person.
Yeah, I
don't know. I think Kess would be the
health factor is the big wild card here because Timo has been decent. Like I said, Kessler's been decent. Totland has been nobody's moved the needle. How's that? Even if they want to say they've been decent, nobody's really moved the needle as far as signings have gone.
Yeah, that's just my point on it. Like, yeah, thank you. Like, nobody's moved the needle outside of Hartle, and I think he's been, as far as the DP signing, a little underwhelming as well. And I think everybody.
What about Betcher? Was he a signing?
Yeah, officially.
Yeah,
but,
he was a loan. Yeah, a loan move.
Yeah,
a loan to
he's
sign.
good
but,
at times.
Yeah, but I mean, again, he's fallen off as well. It's the kind of consistent factor that I feel like has been missing on these guys.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
We'll move on. We'll go to our man Eric O'Donnell on Instagram, and he said, "Need more backstory on Jerry the Giraffe from the podcast," with a couple laughing emojis and all that good stuff. So.
I'm staring at Jerry the Giraffe over Eric's right shoulder as we speak.
Is he frozen? Is he moving? Like, it's who knows?
Eric, your camera quality is fantastic. It's Dave's that has started to struggle over the last, several, 25 minutes we'll call
it's
it.
Jay Clem, man. Episode. Jay Clem he's focused his attention on me
now.
Who wants to start on this giraffe story?
Well, I mean, it was an original. When we first started with Reddit, it was like the second Reddit question that we had from Femni. As far as the question was, how would you hide a giraffe from the government if you had to hide a giraffe from the government? And we settled on that we would dress him up in a suit and tie and just pull him off as one of our associates. This is my friend Jerry. He has a condition and nothing more than that. And so now he's become kind of the, I guess you could say, the mascot of the show. And
he's
my
a
mom,
cult hero.
She heard that on the show for Christmas, went out and made that image, or that image was on, I think, Google Images, and then she printed that out. And so now he is with us as our associate.
Maybe we can point him to the episode as well. I can't recall.
I
when
recently
that would be.
listened to it. It was an off-season episode. I recently listened to it because I felt like laughing. It wasn't Thanksgiving. It wasn't the Christmas one. I don't remember. I said I watched it or I listened to it recently, but I can't remember which one it is now.
We are in the process of hiring a production intern, so that'd be nice for them to be able to go back into the archives and pull that information.
It's a slow.
As Dave searches for it, but yeah, I think that was it essentially. I'm not sure where the name came from. I don't recall a lot about it. I think there might have been like a watch he might have been wearing at one point, or he was time traveling.
He was
Is
time
that
traveling.
Right?
Yep.
Well, yeah. How did we get on the topic of time travel that episode? Because I remember laughing. I had the clip saved for a while, and I would laugh at it too because you guys talked about your original podcast, and then we signed off with Dave saying something like, "This is now a giraffe time traveling podcast by the pound," and I just thought that line was so funny because we were so how did we
Could it have been it wasn't the Thanksgiving special, because the Thanksgiving special that was a hot take. That was a controversial episode of Thanksgiving.
Because of the food, the plates?
Because of the food.
Yeah. That was
I realized that if people hadn't been listening this entire time, there's probably a lot of things that we say that some people are just like, what the hell are these
What the hell
about?
are you talking about? Yeah,
absolutely. What's funny is that Dave brought up that scenario a couple of weeks ago when I made my return to this podcast. People were like, you might want to reintroduce yourself because there's probably people that listen that don't even know who you are, which is an interesting concept. I wouldn't have thought about that, but probably right. I mean, I don't know how many episodes we've done of this show. Eric, do you have any idea what the running total is?
Ooh. No, that's another thing we'd have to get the marketing department to look up on there.
Yeah, like I've probably been on all of them, but like 15 of them total,
probably
maybe 20,
probably.
Right? And most of them were in a.
I'll look it up right now.
Most of them were in about a month to a month and a half stretch, right? So it's funny to think, but yeah, if people would have just started tuning in during that stretch, they may not even realize that I existed.
Yeah.
For this time,
that is wild to think.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. The Jerry the Giraffe. We'll have to find that episode and we'll send it over.
Yeah. I'll find it.
Those are fun. I like the off-season episodes because there's a lot of
off-season.
Yeah.
Off-season episode 1 is the episode that features Jerry the Giraffe. Off-season episode 1 that aired on November 12th, 2024.
Now, if you could just timestamp it for him too, Dave, that would be very helpful.
While he does that,
incredibly enough, it's 53:34.
Oh.
Is right when
That's where it starts.
Eric reads Femni's submission. That's right. That's right when the subject of where would you hide the giraffe from the government come up.
I like it. That's good.
So good.
Well, there you go. Go have a listen then.
Yeah, go check that one out. A lot of fun. Next, we'll go to that guy, Zach Gorski, and he did me a favor again as I see the Seymour option added to his submission, so bear with me as always. What are some of your criteria you boys are looking for in the next boss? I'd like to see a coach that at least has experience in most senior level of their respective league, preferably with MLS experience. I get that sometimes Lutz hits on some of the under-the-radar guys. Maybe Falu Fall will be one of them. It's just crazy to me that they paid so much for him, and he only had 10 starts in the senior league before coming here. I do like what little I have seen from him, but the mindset gets me a bit worried when it comes to the leader of the club. Doesn't seem like the entire club plays with a ton of heart or leaves it all out there, so I want a manager that can lead these guys into battle and at least give everything in the effort department. On a note for the pod, stop getting on our beloved. Yes, his mic is terrible. Yes, I have to turn my radio all the way up to hear him and then blow my ears out when DH talks. Yes, he's the only one with these issues, but he can do no wrong. Take a note from City and play down a level and make it all even.
Oh, wow. Gorski loves Dave. Loves him.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I'm convinced.
You know, if Dave, here's the deal. And we're not going to play. No, we're not going to play down a level because his microphone isn't bad. He was too lazy to hold it to his face. Like now,
well, that's a
he's got the
serious
microphone
accusation.
up to his face.
You want to talk about?
And now he's over. By the way, he's over modulating now at this point too. I heard that. I don't know if
What do you
heard that
want?
just
Do you
now.
want
You
poor
wanna talk about
modulation?
playing
You
with
want
some
extra
heart?
modulation? I'll modulate you like the Dickens.
Oh my goodness! Shots fired on this program. Eric, what were you saying?
I said you want to talk about playing with some heart, like Gorski just said. You hold that mic up a little bit. That's playing with heart right there. It's
Yeah,
just getting,
that
you know,
dude. It's lazy podcasting if you're just gonna let it sit there on the table.
Well,
It's not gonna reach- maybe get a longer neck.
I feel like I've been set up to lose here. I don't have a dynamic microphone with a stand. I was not provided one. I was brought onto this podcast and provided with nothing. So I'd like to think of myself as
We gave you a
completely.
mic.
You a
I gave
mic.
you a mic and a stand.
I'd like to think of myself
gave you
as
a mic.
completely self-made. That's just me. I mean, it's a character thing. I get that you guys might not understand that, but you don't know how tough I've got it on this podcast. It's unreal.
I think Gorski's created a little division here. Is what's happened by his love of Dave. It's made me resent Dave even more. Maybe that. He doesn't realize that or not. I don't know. But now I might start cutting Dave's internet
I like
off
how
at
he
some
said
point.
it's
So,
made me resent Dave even more.
I think so. Gorski, I want John Hackworth to be the manager of this team. That's what I want. I wanted it last year. It's funny. He had a lot of success considering how things had gone before and now after his tenure here at the actual senior club. But now at City 2, look what's going on. And granted, they were good before he got there too, but they have continued to win now with him. I would love to see him get the job. I don't know if that's even going to be on the table, but, man, it was an exciting brand, I thought. The team was playing really well when they had him here, and he continues to win at the lower level. So I'm a Hack guy, but, again, I don't even know if that'll be an option.
It's an interesting shout that I don't think is really being considered. I don't even know if he wants it just after everything he went through, but it'd be hard not to at least consider it, considering the success that he is having with City 2 at the moment. As far as qualities, I think you nailed it. Like, being able to, I think, handle personalities as far as at a higher level. I think that's always a big challenge, especially we touched on it earlier episodes when you have players holding their hands up and doing all that, getting frustrated. Like, those are the times that you need to, pull. I think you also got to have somebody that's very strong-willed that will bench a underperforming star player, not care about what they're on or what their position is, but who's hot and who's best for the team. I think you got to have a strong-willed coach as well. That's somebody who could do that. It's just tough to talk about the coach, really, because again, you've put so much. I think really the biggest thing we got to figure out first is who's going to be here next year as far as personnel anyway, before you even start discussing a coach, because maybe Hack could get the best out of these people that you're seeing on the field now, but half those people could be gone come next year. Like Lutz has alluded to a couple times, a lot of options are up at the end of this year. So I think, again, before we even start discussing the coach, it's almost like let's first see who City even plans on moving forward with, and then from there maybe you build in rosters and all that type of stuff with your coach and what they can do. Because if you're bringing in a bunch of players that like an Olaf system where it just doesn't work out well, you're gonna still see the same results.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. Perfect.
He's the best in the business, folks.
Yeah, City's voiceless, or the voice for the City voiceless. That's what we get right there. And
I just don't want to be redundant. Like I share your opinion on a lot of things. I feel like we've had to talk about who the next coach should be like 10 times. It's like I don't give a shit at this point. Like just do it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great question, Gorski. Just throwing it out there.
Ooh, we can get a little divide between you. Yeah, let's start buttering them up. I still do want to point out that we still have never seen Gorski and Dave in the same room at the same time.
I agree.
We call them out with
I agree.
And I understand he had, the kids and all that type of stuff, but I almost want to see where City Park or something where I can confirm that those two aren't the same people.
Well, let's not
Gorski's
call.
he's a flat guy too.
Let's not call out the listeners, okay?
I
Let's
think
not
so.
alienate
I think so.
one of the 5 listeners that we have.
I think Gorski's a flat guy.
I think somebody's scared to, continue on with this whole rhetoric that the two of you should be in the same room at the same time.
I mean, there's one of the 3 of us that has people like walking by and saying MMCB, and it's not you, and it's not you. Just saying. People's champ.
Okay. Well, somebody else who seems to, worship the ground that you walk on is our buddy Ryan Cadlick. And he said, we need to come up with nicknames for EC. We're slacking in this department. We got the main Dave, the player's host, and City's soothing voice, DH. We've got the double
City's soothing voice?
Yeah.
The player's host. What's the player's host?
Because the one time we said that Dave was the fan favorite, and we said you were the player's favorite, because I think it was Cadlick or Gorski said the reason Berkey was so upset was because you weren't on the episode or something like that.
See, I missed that.
Somebody said, why did Berkey seem so mad? And they said it was because Dave was, and I was like, great.
Gorski said that?
Your favorite player's favorite host is DH? Is that what
that's
saying?
what it was. I was like, I said something, I was like, Jesus, you guys Dave's got the fans and Dave's got the players. And then I said, I don't, and Wyckoff said, I've got the ladies, but I said, I don't even have the ladies in my house because their uncle is also on the show. So I'm struggling for anything. But he said we got the double MCB, the best in the business, the voice of City's voiceless, and the host we love the most, DW.
How does that feel, David? How does that feel? I see that pained you.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. You are great. In a lot of, I don't have to like it. That's
all right. Now you're pissing me off. Eric, we gave Eric. I think Eric has the best nickname of all of us and the most appropriate nickname in the 6'1" skate. Like that's
6'1" skate.
Getting swole like Eric Cole. Like it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
It's true.
True, but these were given to me by you two. All the other ones were given by everybody else.
You just keep the nicknames coming, then. Just keep workshopping this. I like nicknames.
We can.
They're fun.
We can.
I didn't know I was the people's host, or the player's host.
I also, just while we're on the topic of nicknames, we're missing him this week. Our buddy, the Great American Jeff Thornborough, the South State supporter, but he let us know that FOM didn't stand for fan of the match. It was flexor of muscles. that's what he was letting us know because he
I
was
still really like fan of the match. I still really approve.
We're gonna call him fan of the match from now on.
Anointed himself fan of the match.
I'm still.
And this is how nicknames get started.
This is how they get started, exactly.
It was like how DH used to call team captain for all team sports. That was the first point.
That's right.
I'm team captain. Like just
Team captain.
I'm fan of the match.
Like,
there you go.
Beer pong, wiffle ball, basketball.
It didn't matter what it was, or even if he was playing. He called team captain.
That's correct. This is correct. I think it stemmed back from trauma on the playground days where I get picked last a lot. So
Oh, stop it. You never got picked last. That is revisionist history right there. You stop it.
Yeah. Anyways, he goes on by saying, backtracking to last week's episodes of Character Jest, here's a few I thought of. DH's pick of Rita was a really good one. G Baby from Hardball.
Oh.
That was going to be mine.
I can't believe you didn't bring that one up, Dave. I can't believe
That
you
is
didn't bring
so
that one
good,
up.
dude.
I forgot about
That's
that one
the
after
winner.
the fact because that one was on a bunch of the lists, and I couldn't believe
That's
you
the
didn't bring
winner.
that one up because you were all about that movie.
It's a good
That was gonna be
movie.
my pick was as
It's
far as like,
terribly sad. And oh my god, that is so sad. That might be that's the answer.
G Baby. That was my pick. Is
It's hard to
that
beat
one.
Marley.
I remember like being like, man.
Yeah, Marley's a dog though.
Yeah.
Some people like dogs better than they like children, David.
I mean, I get it, but it's a human life. I don't know. Now I'm gonna piss off the PETA people. You can't make anybody happy, but I think G Baby affected me more.
Joel from The Last of Us, more so the video game than the show. Season 2 sucked. Opie
And
from
people
Sons
are
of
really
Anarchy.
moved. People are really moved by video
I want
games.
to talk about this for a minute. Like, have you ever been moved by the death of a video game character? That's the third video game character that the audience has really expressed sadness
What else?
about dying.
What else did they say? Like Ghost from
There was a
Call of
character.
Duty,
It
I
was
know that's a
Ghost
big
from
one.
Call of Duty, and then there was
What's the
Red
other
Dead
one?
Redemption character. And
Arthur.
This is the third one.
Yeah, Arthur.
This is
Isn't
pretty
the
wild.
purpose of some video games to kill characters? Like that's part of the.
But are they talking
Purpose,
about like
right?
the protagonists that get killed? Like I'm sure in the
Dude,
Grand
I don't
Theft
know.
Auto games there were some good
Yeah.
guys that were getting gunned down, right?
Probably. They probably all took the Game of Thrones motto where it's just like don't care. if you
Kill
like
everybody?
them. Yeah, kill everybody. Everybody's
Yeah,
on the table.
that's the Game of Thrones model: kill everybody.
Yep. Opie from Sons of Anarchy, John Wick's dog, and Glenn from The Walking Dead. Then speaking of buzzer beaters, we got to mention Max Holloway's KO of
that's such
the
a good one.
Justin
overrated
Gaethje.
Justin
Over
Gaethje's.
Gaethje.
The
Yeah,
spinning
that's
back
such a good
elbow-
one.
The spinning back elbow KO at UFC 319 was Wicked 2, coming
Oh, Carlos
at 4:59 of the
Prates.
round. Yeah.
There was
Carlos
one,
Prates, yeah, that was
Who was it? Oh God, the El Pantera, the guy that knocked out the zombie at the buzzer with that crazy upward elbow.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. That's going to drive me nuts. But that, but
I think about that for a second.
Yeah,
Gaethje's was great. Like the way that Max pointed at the center of the cage, and you're talking about, dude, like Justin Gaethje, the knockouts that guy.
nobody
had in
did
his
that to
career.
Gaethje. Nobody did that to Gaethje.
And I mean, he messed people up. Like he fought guys. I mean, yeah, he fought like Cerrone, and he fought like, Tony Ferguson and guys. I mean, they were getting towards the end of their career, but this wasn't like punchy Tony Ferguson at the time he fought him, or punchy, Cowboy Cerrone when he fought him. Like these were guys that were tough. Dustin Poirier, like Edson Barboza, guys like he was fighting some savages at the time and finishing them. And Max just points, and Max, I mean, maybe a little bit longer, but for all intents and purposes, a smaller dude.
Yeah, Max isn't a
Points to the-
knockout guy. Not a
Points
knockout
to the center of the
guy.
octagon against Justin Gaethje and finishes him. That was a great finish. Yeah.
It was Yair Rodriguez. That was
Okay.
the
Yeah,
buzzer
yeah,
beater
yeah.
upward elbow, and that the purpose of that exercise was the sport with the greatest buzzer beater. But I do like it turned into
Yeah.
a referendum on MMA buzzer beaters. That was nice.
Yeah, I agree. That's fun. That's a fun one.
I was thinking about that Pat Barry, Czech Congo one.
I was
the other
just
day.
thinking that too. Yeah, that was.
But that
wild.
wasn't a buzzer. That wasn't a buzzer beater.
No, that's why. Yeah,
Wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, but it
Just
was
an
still
amazing comeback.
the buzzer was Czech Congo not being conscious and somehow still managing to knock out Pat Barry cold. That was
theoretically, every knockout's a buzzer beater. I mean, it's a walk-off win. It's like it ends.
Yeah.
So abruptly like that.
Would you almost consider that Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen fight
I
a
said
buzzer
that
beater?
one.
He
I
brought
said
that one up. That's definitely
Yeah, I mean,
a
that was
buzzer beater.
four and a half rounds,
Yep.
more, almost 5 rounds. I think Silva put that triangle on inside the last minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
that's
was
definitely a buzzer beater.
down to the wire
100%.
for sure. That was amazing.
Yeah. He said, now on to the main business, mascots, mythical creatures. So we got one, Revely the Griffin from the College of William and Mary, Kaboom the Gargoyle from Bradley University, Blaze the Vulcan from Penn West, California, Mario the Magnificent from Drexel University, Boxer the Draken from Pacific Boxers, Gorlock from Webster University, Billiken from SLU, and Felix the Phoenix from Cumberland Phoenix. And next week, we'll do mascots that could be zoo animals. Farty from Party Animals, Iceberg from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Rory from the Detroit Lions, Houday from Cincinnati Bengals, Pierre from the New Orleans Pelicans, Shades from Orlando Solar Bears, Lou Steele from San Francisco Giants, and Big Al from the University of Alabama. So didn't we have the mythical mascot creatures? Didn't you guys read that one last episode?
But it's the episode that didn't make it to air.
Oh, was that the one from
it's
that?
the
We
lost
didn't read
episode.
it. We didn't read it because there were like 3 different combats, and I had to call an audible because we were already way long on things.
So I have our.
So we
our
only did
final. Do you want me to just say what we came up with for the final?
yes,
So we had.
Yeah.
yes.
So we had Felix the Phoenix taking on Billiken from SLU University. That's who we had as the
There you
final.
go.
So
Did we ever chat? I don't think we ever chat GPT'd the final though, did we?
No,
Or
'cause
did
it
we
was
do
gonna
it and
be,
then-
the next
It didn't air. Maybe.
yeah.
Now, where is Felix the Phoenix from?
Arizona.
Felix Cumberland Phoenix.
Is that Cumberland University?
It just says Cumberland Phoenix is what he wrote down. So I would assume Cumberland University.
It's a great segment.
Maybe Cumberland
All right,
University.
well, we're gonna put
Phoenix
this in.
location.
We're going to put this
Is it the mascot of the University of Phoenix? The online degree program?
Yeah.
Is that the one? That's
Yeah.
their mascot.
in. The Fighting Phoenixes?
That could be. Yeah, we could say that.
All right, well, it's getting punched in ChatGPT right now. Here we go. Felix the Phoenix, Cumberland University. His mythical power, the Phoenix is legendary for its immortality, burning up in flames and being reborn from the ashes. That means Felix can take damage, die, and come back stronger. Dave, they say what doesn't kill you make you stronger, but for the Phoenix, it seems like that can also actually result in death and then come back a little bit stronger. His attributes, well, fire manipulation, of course, flight, resilience, and a symbolic of eternal endurance. The Billiken is a good luck charm, sometimes called the god of things, as they ought to be. It's a mischievous, magical being that's said to bring prosperity and happiness. The attributes for Billiken is trickster energy, charm, unpredictability, possible ability to warp luck in its favor. Dave, the kids, when we go to Billiken's basketball games, they like to rub the belly. They like to rub the belly as you walk into Chaffetz.
That little statue there.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Fight scenario, it's street rules. I go street rules on these things, not cage rules. Street rules because they've got powers and they can do things. Round 1, the Phoenix swoops in, engulfed in flames, ready to scorch. Round 2, the Billiken dodges, laughs it off, and maybe even shifts fortune to Felix misfires. It's like fighting someone who's bending probability. Round 3, even if Felix gets knocked out, he revives. Hard to truly defeat, but the Billiken's luck, power, twist fate endlessly. The Phoenix may never land a decisive blow. Verdict. If it's pure physical combat, Felix the Phoenix wins. Immortality and firepower overwhelm a trickster spirit. If it's a battle of luck and mythical energy, the Billiken has a shot, because how do you beat someone who makes reality as it ought to be for themselves? So we're going to go edge. We're going to go Felix, because in a straight street fight, fire and immortality usually beat good vibes and mischief. But if the Billiken can really control luck, it could be the ultimate upset. But we're going to take Felix over the Billiken. in the championship.
It's not going to be popular with the fans.
Yeah, I think the Billiken was on a hometown run, I would say. I remember when we were doing this, so
Yeah.
it sounds like
He's got a lot of grit.
Yes.
A lot of grit, a lot of luck on his side, but man, it's hard to beat immortality.
Yeah.
Yes, that does seem to be
It's tough.
yeah,
Tough to overcome.
good thing in there. And then the last one I have on my end is from our buddies over at the No-Go Patrol. Another fun one here with a buy, rent, sell. Your choices are buy one movie to own and watch forever, rent one movie to watch for a weekend, or sell your copy and never watch that movie again. And this week we've got Adam Sandler classics. So between three, we've got Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and The Wedding Singer. So buy, rent, sell. Who wants to go first?
I'll start it off. So I've gone back and watched Billy Madison fairly recently, probably within the last 6 months, let's call it. And I'll be honest, when I went back and watched it, I didn't love it. And I don't know why, because I remember really enjoying it when I was a kid, but it just didn't do it for me. Not that it's a bad movie. I just didn't find it to be that funny, and maybe it's because I've seen it a million times. I don't know. But I'm going to sell that movie. I'm going to sell Billy Madison. As far as renting, I'm gonna rent The Wedding Singer. I think The Wedding Singer is a great movie. Really enjoy it. But it's not one of those movies that I can quote that well, probably. There's some funny scenes in it for sure. It's just a really good movie. I think The Wedding Singer is great in a lot of ways, but I probably wouldn't watch it over and over and over again. But for me, Happy Gilmore, man. And I went back and watched the second one not too long ago, and I enjoyed it. You know, it wasn't great by any means. There were some things that were kind of off about it, but it was funny, and I think it hit on everything that it was trying to achieve. And it just made me appreciate the first one. And all of, both of my kids have watched all three of those Adam Sandler movies, and I think they would all say Happy Gilmore too. I think it's his best movie. I think it's his funniest movie. I'm watching that one forever. I'm owning it.
So I'll agree with you. We're selling Billy Madison. It just doesn't stand up. It doesn't stand up. And maybe it stands up more for kids, but I think more into adulthood, it gets a little bit more like, yikes, some of that stuff. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to rent Happy Gilmore. Great flick, but also recently watched the first one, and still very funny, very quotable. Most Adam Sandler movies are. The Wedding Singer is up there in like my opinion, one of his best movies. Like, forget comedy.
It's great.
Forget comedy. Just overall better, much better movie than the other two. I think that as he got older, he found a real groove in like these like heart tugging movie. That's a rom-com, but like he found a different vibe. I was watching Little Nicky the other night, or not Little Nicky. I'm sorry, that one's also a great movie. I think actually funnier than Billy Madison. Big Daddy. I was watching Big Daddy.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, and I don't remember thinking that was so good, but it's like, this son of a bitch has me like emotional. Like this movie has me emotional. So for me, it's buying Wedding Singer, renting Happy Gilmore, selling Billy Madison.
Have either of you seen Funny People?
Yeah,
I have not.
It's been a long time,
like that
but
movie.
I've seen it.
I
saw it when
really,
it came out.
really like it.
Chuck and Larry. Chuck and Larry's been incredible.
Funny.
Great movie.
Yeah.
The Uncut Gems, that movie. Ooh, if you haven't seen that one is not a funny movie. It is not. It is not a rom-com. It ends. The ending is wild.
I hear that one
very
gives
very
you
good
like
movie.
super anxiety, like that movie. Like your
but it's
really
really good. Like, holy shit, Adam Sandler really stepped outside himself on that one. But it's good.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you got?
So I'm gonna mimic David's order. So for me, I think Billy Madison was, I think like it kind of peaked at your college age, and then after that, you're kind of just like, it's just you can't go around quoting that as a 30-something-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, it just isn't as like it doesn't hit that. Now, while I think
Yeah, we're all laughing at it still.
yeah. Now, while I think I do agree with you, I think Wedding Singer is a highly underrated movie and one of his better movies. There, to me, just when I'm thinking about like, Happy Gilmore is a movie that like if it's on TV, I will rewatch it. It's not as funny because it's typically edited, but like that one, I would want to find myself. I've quoted more that movie than a lot of his movies, but like to me, that one I would want to continue to watch over and over and over again. Where The Wedding Singer, I don't feel like I would have that same connection watching it over and over and over again. I think the reason The Wedding Singer always seems so funny to me is because the gaps in between the times that I've watched it are so far away that I forget about a lot of the different things in there, and that's why it makes it so funny to me. But yeah, man, Sandler's got so many great classics. I've been watching. It's been on TV. The Waterboy has been popping back up, which is another great one. Big Daddy's
50
always
First
been
Dates was
one of
on
my
the other day
favorites.
too. 50 First Dates is underrated.
Click, I think, is a good one of his. The Zohan's okay.
Zohan.
There was Just Go With It, the one with like Jennifer Aniston. I thought was pretty funny as well. So like,
Have you seen the one where he's a basketball scout? I haven't seen that.
No, but I
can't
hear
think of the
that
name
one's
of it.
pretty good as well.
But I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I heard he was good in that one as well. So, yeah, Sandman.
I mean,
still
the remake of The Longest Yard is really good.
Yeah.
There's lots of
He's
them.
one of those, like, when you go back, like, if you actually went through his list, you're like, oh, man, I forgot about that one. That one. And it's
He's
like
done a lot of movies.
classics and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's what I got on my end, so we'll send it over to Dave to finish it out.
Yeah, not a ton. Unfortunately, it was kind of a late arriving South End submission prompt, and I'll take full blame for that. But I did get some good engagement from Discord, and I did put a couple prompts out there. So I'll give those to you guys and let you answer them first, and then we'll read the couple that ended up on Discord. So the first prompt was from Colton. It was, what is the cover song that you think is better than the original? So hang on to that one. And then per Mrs. MMCB, if you could erase one moment from a show or a movie and experience it again for the first time, what would it be? And then Colton came in again on the back end and had his own. What's the movie that if you catch it on TV, you always stop and watch no matter where in the movie it is?
Those are really good.
First one is, what's the cover song that you think is better than the original?
Hurt by Johnny Cash. That to me is
That's what I was gonna say, Eric.
That's one of my
what I was gonna say.
favorite Johnny Cash songs. Period. But I enjoy the 9 Inch Nails version just as much. Like it is solid. Like when the Point plays it every once in a while, it's okay. But like, man, when he did that, like I abused that song the amount of times I listened to it. It's just so good. And like the other tough thing is that's one of those songs though that like I truly feel like people almost think that's the original more so than they do, and I think that's a good
agreed.
sign of like showing like how truly good the cover of a song is. But that one always to me jumps out as far as when you're talking about covers and that whole discussion. It's Hurt by Johnny Cash.
How about All Along the Watchtower? That's a good one. Jimi Hendrix.
That might be the winner for like most recognized, that as most unrecognized as the cover. Like
Right.
I bet if you asked 9 out of 10 people, they would say that was a Jimi Hendrix song and not know that it was a Bob Dylan song.
Yeah, I think so. The only reason why I say it is because Eric stole Hurt. I think that is really good. This is way out of the box, and I'm not a huge fan of most of his music just because I don't like heavy metal music at all. But I do like 2 Marilyn Manson covers a lot. I like that he did Sweet Dreams, and I like
that's a really good one.
I like Tainted Love a lot as well. The Soft Cell cover he did, those stand out. Tainted Love, I think, more so. So I really like that. But again, I'm not a Marilyn Manson fan. My answer would be Hurt by Johnny Cash. But I mean, there's a lot of good options out there for sure.
Yeah, there are. there's a really good cover of Imagine by A Perfect Circle.
I've heard it. It is good.
I think it's great because it's so different from the song, but the lyrics that John Lennon wrote fit the way that Maynard and A Perfect Circle put them together. It's really good. Disturbed has two really good covers. One being Land of Confusion by Genesis.
Sound of Silence.
And then Sound of Silence.
Dude, that one is on my list for sure.
So I used to think it was that one for me, but it's, if you go back and you listen to the Simon and Garfunkel version, it's almost darker because the beat is like upbeat. If you think about like the content of that song, the lyrical content of that song, and then the beat's kind of like, oh, everything's okay and it's kind of happy, and then you listen to the words, it's like, no, this isn't a happy song. No, don't be happy about this. Those are so good. My personal favorite, and it might be it's because it's obscure, the Chili Peppers do a cover of Fire by Jimi Hendrix, and I love it because it's so off the wall and it doesn't sound like Jimi Hendrix. So they sped it way up. They wrote this in the 80s. They sped it way up, and it's like a punk song. It's like a punk version of it. I really love that one. I do love a good cover, man. There's,
I love covers.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
I love covers.
Hallelujah is another good one. I remember
Jeff
seeing
Buckley.
that one before.
Mm-hmm.
You know who
That's a
does
good
another
song.
good? It became popular, I think last year, or there was like a movie that was associated with it. But Murder on the Dance Floor, and there's a band called Royal Otis that they've done a couple covers. They did like the Cranberries.
Linger. They did Linger.
And that was good. But I don't think
great.
it beat the original as far as that goes.
Yeah, I
but they
agree.
do a Murder on the Dance Floor cover that I think is way better than the original. But yeah, so I do too. I like every once in a while I like a good cover, but I also like when they try and not copy it but make it a little bit their own with different pitches or whatever it may be, and I think that's a big key in that.
The Chris Stapleton song, what's the one super popular one, Dave? The
Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah, the Tennessee Whiskey. That's a cover of a cover.
Oh, is it?
I think
didn't
Chris
know that.
Stapleton's version is the third version of that song.
Okay. It's probably like an old bluesy, or folksy type song. I mean, a lot of those songs have been passed down for like generations.
How about some ones that I wouldn't have thought would have been covers?
Willie Nelson.
I got one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Here's a couple.
How
Go
about
ahead, Dave.
Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel? That would be.
That's a good one.
Old Crow Medicine Show, I think, is the original artist there.
So maybe the song that Whitney Houston is most famous for is a Dolly Parton song.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
Will Always Love You. Is a Dolly
Really?
Parton song. How about
Yeah.
I
that?
didn't know that.
Aretha Franklin, Respect is an Otis Redding song.
I didn't know that.
Twist and Shout by the Beatles
I knew
is
that.
a cover.
Yeah, I knew that.
Let's see. And then With a Little Help from My Friends by Joe Cocker is originally a Beatles song.
Beatles
also.
song.
So we can talk about
and
this all day.
the Joe Cocker version of that song was the theme song of the Wonder Years.
Yes.
Yeah.
The original Beatles song is much better in my opinion, but nothing against Joe Cocker's version. I am a huge Beatles fan. I love Sgt. Pepper and that whole album. So that is really, really good. But yeah, the vocals stand out a little bit more because of the Wonder Years, I think, from Joe Cocker's version.
Yeah.
Another
Good
really
topic. We'll talk about
good
that. We
one
could do a
is-
whole podcast on just that.
Yeah,
For sure.
Willie Nelson does a cover of "Just Breathe" by Pearl Jam, and that's real solid. Like he
That's
does it
really
with-
interesting.
with
Willie
his
Nelson
son.
doing a Pearl Jam cover. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
check it out. It's again, it's slower, or it's like
Yeah.
the same, but I think it's his son, Lucas Nelson. It's some relative of his, but it's a good sound. So yeah, you check that one out. I think you both.
So
I think speaking of Pearl Jam, Last Kiss, that probably isn't their song. I don't know that for sure, but that's a great song that they did. I don't think they wrote that song. So if you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not going to sing it for you, but Last Kiss by Pearl
Oh,
Jam
that's a
I
letdown.
think is probably a cover if I had to guess.
Let's get through these last two because we're just running so long, like always. Per Mrs. MMCB, if you could erase one moment from a show or movie and experience it again for the first time, what would it be?
My answer is The Sixth Sense, the twist in The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis.
Pretty classic. Yeah.
Amazing twist. The problem with that twist is that somebody at Grigsby Middle School, Dave, ruined it for
Oh,
me.
no.
And so I knew going into it. So I never even got to experience it the first time.
Did
How
I
about
know
that?
Do I know this person?
I don't remember who it was. I
Oh,
just
you don't
know
even
that
remember who it
happened.
was. That's unfortunate.
I'm sure you know the person. It
Those
might have been
damn-
you for all I know. Like,
No, it
could have
wasn't
been.
me. Those damn public school kids.
Yeah.
No
But
good.
it happened. Yeah, that happened. So I never even got to experience it the first time. So to
Yeah.
be able to go back and experience that would be awesome.
That would be. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry for you. That happened. I not to preempt Eric's, but that happened to me with, spoiler alert, everybody who hasn't finished Breaking Bad, when Gus gets blown up by the Salamanca uncle. I was watching the marathon, and if you AMC, when they did the marathons, they would do like these clip promos, and it showed Gus like with half his face blown off. Like, oh, he's dead, and I knew
That's
exactly.
terrible.
Yeah, so I
That's
knew exactly what was
terrible
going to
that
happen.
they would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can't do
Eric, go
that.
ahead.
Oh man, I'm still trying to think here. Like because I originally
I'll
was
give
going,
you mine if you're trying.
because my thought process was going through like one I enjoyed so much that I would want to live again. But when Dave said The Sixth Sense, I'm thinking, well, man, I'm trying to think of like movies that or any shows that I didn't see coming and that caught me so off guard that it's like, yeah, to be able to do that. And I'm drawing a blank on that style. I was going more like I enjoyed it so much I would want to just experience that joy again.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
you
you
could
go
be
ahead
open
with
for
yours.
interpretation here.
Yeah.
Movie is Saw. The first Saw.
Saw's on the list.
Yeah.
Saw's
Just-
on the list.
There are a handful of times that I've ever been like left with like jaw on the floor, and when that dude gets up off the floor and
Yeah.
he's alive.
Crazy.
That movie wise, that's got to be it. Shows that I want to experience again. Dave, Playmakers. I would
God,
love
I
to go
love
back
Playmakers,
and see
dude.
that show for the first time. And that's not the only one. That's just the one I'm thinking about right now.
Love Playmakers.
Oh, Playmakers was so
I had
good.
the DVD. Do you remember the show Tilt? The
I
poker
do.
show?
Yeah, Eddie.
I had
what was that guy's name? That actor?
Eddie Town.
Yep,
Eddie
yep.
Town. Eddie Cibrian's his name in real
That's
life.
right,
Eddie
Eddie
Town
Cibrian.
was his character's name. But I had the double DVD box set of Playmakers and Tilt.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that was
I know.
peak. That's peak ESPN right there.
Unbelievable.
What that was.
Yeah, that was great. And like, if it wouldn't be so bad if you could get that stuff on their ESPN Plus app. Like you could
Yeah.
go back and get the original programming stuff that they did.
Yeah.
But they'll never let the NFL will never let that
No.
see the light of day
No.
on streaming.
It
You
was
know,
too real.
yeah, it was a
It was
great
too
show.
real.
Really good.
I think as far as just for nostalgia's sake, I rewatching you said seasons, like rewatching those first early seasons of The Office, because
Yeah,
when
doing
you
it right
brought
now.
when you brought those to me, I think they were on like season 5 at the time, and you and Roberts had both watched them up to live, and the feeling of me being like in the bedroom like laughing and you guys just being like, where are you at, and just because you already knew what it was, like there was some sort of joy about that because you guys didn't ruin anything, and you just kind of like, because it was one show, like, yeah, there's somewhat a storyline, but each individual episode was like its own deal, so like you couldn't
Sure.
really like say anything that was too outlandish. But like, yeah, the joy I got where I just binged watched those first 4 seasons when you guys gave me that, like that was just like funny to me. But like, man, if I'm gonna get nerdy, I guess like either like rewatching like Helm's Deep or like Theoden's speech in Return of the King, like those give me goosebumps now. But like the first time I saw it, I was like ready to run through a brick wall. Like I could have. That's the pre-workout you need right there.
Katie and I, when we were driving back from Oklahoma, Arkansas this weekend, that took up a good chunk of time talking about that one. I think hers was The Sixth Sense, but then we also talked about, rewatching some of those shows, Breaking Bad, Peaky
Game of
Blinders,
Thrones has a ton of those moments in there.
those
Where
shocking moments. Game of Thrones. We watched, the Downton Abbey. She got me hooked on Downton Abbey. As much as I tried to fight it, that show ended up like sucking me in. And that show was written by monsters. but there's some good jaw dropping moments in that show too. So no, good stuff, man. We should do a movie and TV podcast instead of a soccer podcast. We'd have more to talk about.
We could just slowly migrate.
Yeah, I think it's already
nobody will
happened.
even know.
And then the last one from Colton was watch a movie that if you catch it on TV, you always stop and watch, no matter where in the movie it is. I don't have access to a lot of live TV anymore, but it's got to be Star Wars. Like any of the Star Wars movies, no matter where they are in there. And it used to be when I had live TV, there was a time when The Shawshank Redemption was always on TNT in some form, and I watched that movie hundreds of times.
You guys have both taken answers of mine. Shawshank would be on the list.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, there's a lot of comedies, I think, that I would just, like, pick up, right, and kind of, like, watch casually. But movies that I'm going to be actually sitting there interested in, Shawshank is on that list, Pulp Fiction is on that list, and Scarface is on that list. Those
the best thing about Pulp Fiction is it's not linear.
Non-linear.
So you can jump in wherever.
Yeah.
And just start watching it. Yeah.
Exactly. So those three movies, Scarface, Pulp Fiction, and Shawshank, are three that if they're on, I'm gonna have them on.
Before we go to Eric, Dave, I saw something on Reddit the other day that you would have appreciated, and Eric might appreciate it too. But you being the Tarantino guy, so it was in one of the Reddit. It was in the Pulp Fiction subthread, and the question was, when Butch has to run Marcellus over in the intersection when he's got the donuts.
Yes.
Was Marcellus going back to share those donuts with Vince?
I've never thought about that.
It was awesome. The responses in there were so great. The people couldn't decide whether or not he was going back to celebrate that Vince was going to kill Bruce Willis with some donuts, or that if what Marcellus was doing, where he was going. I'm like, it's such an off-the-wall thing to think about. Like, where was Marcellus going with those donuts?
That's never, ever crossed. Like, I've never thought about that.
But
it's fun, though.
It does now. You're thinking about it now, so.
I am.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, yeah. I mean, I guess my answer is probably one of the Lord of the Rings movies, just because I'm not access to like a lot of live TV, and the other thing is like, to your guys' point, my main movie like watching has always been more so comedies, and then live TV you just don't get like a lot of the funniest stuff in a lot of the movies is either edited out or it's just not the delivery. It's made TV friendly, so it just doesn't have the punch of like what you liked live. So to me, the only problem I find with like Lord of the Rings, and I don't know if this Star Wars has this problem too, is like when I watch them, I always watch the extended editions. So when on TV, they're just the theatrical versions. So there's a lot of parts in the movies that it's like I like this part and it was cut out of the theatrical movie. So like the TV, they miss a lot of some of the favorite parts of the movies. But yeah, probably one of those for me.
Yeah. All right, so we had some answers here, not a bunch, but I do want to give a shout out to the people that contributed answers. So Colton's movie that no matter where it is, he'll stop and watch it was Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last. The moment he wants to erase and watch again is when Vader reveals himself to Luke as his father. That's really good, right? One. That was one that was ruined by pop culture before I ever saw that movie. And I think that probably happened to a lot of people in our generation.
Same.
So, yeah, that would be a good one to not know that and then go back and holy shit. Yeah, that would be great. Lady Series, a.k.a. Jessie, the movie that she would watch if she catches it on TV and watches no matter where it's at, is Princess Bride. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Good. It's good.
Mrs. MMCB, not so much. Real bone of contention in our household. I think it's a quality movie. And then last one was Rick B, and he said any original Star Wars trilogy movie or Back to the Future is what he will stop on and watch it if it's on TV.
Back to the Future would be on my list too.
That's a good one. That's just a good, solid movie.
It's good.
Good, solid. So that is what we have for our South End submissions this week, brought to you by Felix's Pizza Pub.
Yeah, you got to check them out, right? 6401 Clayton Avenue in Dogtown. Check out Felix's Pizza Pub. They've been with us for, almost since the beginning, Eric. So it's been a fun ride with them. And again, best place to get pizza and wings in the area and watch a city game, an official City on Tap Bar, your Felix's Pizza Pub, South End Submissions. Eric, where can people submit their submissions every week?
Send them on in, and make sure you're also following us on all our socials. On Instagram, we're South End Supporters. Our Twitter and our Reddit is _SES_podcast STL. Make sure you're also checking out our Facebook page and our YouTube to keep up with all things South End Supporters.
This episode went so long, people forgot that Dave was actually off of it for part of it, as he had internet struggles at the very beginning. But he came back like Jordan wearing the 4-5 and delivered a strong performance the rest of this episode. So kudos to you, Dave, for figuring it out.
And I do want to point out that I did look it up. This is episode 149 that we are recording right now.
Next week's episode will be number 150. Wow, a milestone episode.
If I have this correct, because I'm looking on Buzzsprout, and it says that we have 147 episodes published. So that would mean that the Tuesday episode would be 148.
148. This is 149.
And then that would be 149. Now, do you count Red versus Blue as part of that 147? Because that's listed under the South End Network.
It is under the South. It will become a network now.
Yes,
it is under the South End Network. I don't think you can count the Red versus Blue episode.
Okay, so then this is 148 then.
How about we just say, because it'll work out. We'll not count the Red versus Blue. That way, the People's episode, which is what this
South
is
End,
all
I love
about,
it.
will be
That's why Eric's best in the business.
150.
Yep.
And I almost say we dress up. We wear some suits.
Okay, we'll suit up for it. Like 3 people watch the YouTube. That'll be great.
That'll be hot.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, as always, to all of our sponsors, especially our title sponsor, Ready to Live Wellness at 1530 South Kings Highway Boulevard. Remember, if you are looking to get swole like Eric Cole, you got to check out Ready to Live Wellness. And our studio sponsor, official swag sponsor of this fine program, is Warrior Logo Wear. They're at 12 East Main Street in Mascoutah, Illinois. The Monday morning center back, Dave Wyckoff, will be in town. For all you Mascoutans out there. He will be over at Warrior Logo Wear, signing and taking photos with all the
babies. Yep,
at 12 East Main Street in Mascoutah, Illinois. STL Kalachi brought you the match week preview. I don't think we talked a lot about Vancouver, but we talked a lot about Kalachi's, as we always do, at 1530 South Kirkwood Road in Sunset Hills. Felix's Pizza Pub every single week brings you the South End submissions, and it was a good one today. 6401 Clayton Avenue in Dogtown. And on Tuesday's episode, you can find Elite FT at 101 The Game Drive, Glen Carbon, Illinois, inside of the Sports Academy. They bring you elite news and notes every single week. For Eric Cole, for the Monday morning center back, Dave Wyckoff, my name is David Heck. You've been listening to South End Supporters. We'll see you next week, and until then, let's go City.